This is Townsquare Sunday. The City of New Bedford Parks and Recreation Department, should be Parks, Recreation, and Beaches, and the Friends of Hazelwood Park are working to bring back lawn bowling to that beautiful South End Park, Hazelwood. The Friends group has already received a grant with a pledge for a 2-to-1 match to restore the lawn bowling green right off Brock Avenue. And it's a wonderful project. They're working on projects to raise money. Working with the Friends group is a gentleman from Rhode Island, a longtime lawn bowler who has won tournaments and, in fact, is heading for a tournament in Pittsburgh later this weekend. Maurice LaFond, welcome.
Thank you very much.
And also Joanne, let's pronounce it for me. Tashane. Joanne Tashane is with the Friends of Hazelwood Park. And that organization has begun this project to restore the lawn bowling area at Hazelwood Park. So, folks, I know nothing about lawn bowling. I mean absolutely nothing, except that when I drove by in the 70s and 80s, I used to see people out there rolling these balls, almost like candlepin balls, candlepin bowling. And so I'm saying to myself, gee, what is that game? So, Maurice, I think we're going to talk with you. Give us a little history, a brief history of lawn bowling.
Well, lawn bowling started in Scottish. It's a Scottish game. And where you've got your bocce where people know, and what it was, the Scottish said, I'm going to be one more fancier. Because our bowl, reason why we call it lawn bowling, our bowl is shaped like a bowl, where it has a bias. We can make it curve to the left or curve to the right, where the way we want it to curve in. See, you got a jack that's, we'll say, 80 feet away from you. Mm-hmm. And your ball, you cannot throw straight at the jack, because our balls will, actually, you will watch it curve when it throws down. So you're throwing it out a foot, 2 feet, depends on the grass. And the grass dictates on where you're going to throw your ball to get the bias to come into the jack.
So the purpose of the game is to get close to the jack?
Correct.
Okay, that and there's a measuring aspect to it. Once everybody throws, you measure?
Correct. You measure with the measures. I've even seen it where you had to use a dollar bill to measure.
All right, fine.
And there's also times that you can't get a measurement because both balls are touching the jack. And that means that it's an end played, no points.
All right. So let's talk about when did lawn bowling start in this country? Is there any idea about that?
No, I don't, because I started in 1992 after I got out of the service. And like Herb Lawn Bowling Green started in 1923. You got the Milton that started in 1929. It's people from the older that played it in the Scottish and all that, and they started it here. So you'd have to go to each club to find out what time they started.
And Joanne, you said New Bedford started in 23, is that?
It's about, the 1920s. And it originated in New Bedford. It started with folks from England who had come over from England to work in the textile mills. And they started the game in New Bedford.
And you're a South Ender.
Yes, I am.
And you remember these same things that I do.
I do.
Of people playing there.
I do.
Why did the Friends decide that this was something that should be brought back?
Actually, this project began before the Friends group got started. The Friends of New Bedford of Hazelwood Park is a relatively new nonprofit organization. This project has been really going on for many years, because an after-school and summer program called Youth Opportunities Unlimited, with which I was involved, which is based at the Victory Park Warming House. Some people remember it as the Poor Farm. We have been riding bikes with city children from that site at the Poor Farm to Hazelwood Park Bowling Greens for 15 years and showing the kids the game. They have asked us for more time on the greens and have shown an interest in starting teams, and that's why that was the impetus for us to take this on.
Leave it to the young to get it going again. That's wonderful. Yeah. Maurice, you've been, I'll use the word consulting, with the city and with the Friends of Hazelwood Park, teaching the game, showing the game, talking up this restoration project that's about to happen. Do you do a lot of that?
Everywhere I try to go to talk to people to get them to lawn bowling. Because let's face it, how many people in the United States know what lawn bowling is? How many have heard about it?
Yeah, I would say it's a small percentage.
Correct. And that's why the sport is so-called dying, because the older people couldn't get enough young people. And that's what I love about New Bedford. They're going to have kids. We can teach the kids to come up where I'm at now. Yeah. So hopefully they take over. And our kids, we can get the sport really, truly going.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about the restoration of this green that the Friends are involved in. How did that all happen? The grant the grant's an anonymous grant, right?
Right. We received an anonymous a donation from a very generous anonymous donor in 2018, restricted to the restoration costs of the greens, and then we received Community Preservation Act in New Bedford awarded funding to restore the greens. And now we were on the final end of raising the rest of the money required to hopefully break ground on this project in the fall.
So that's pretty exciting. I know there are some events and some clinics happening, which I'm going to share right now, if you don't mind.
Sure.
These are events that are planned and ready to go, and I think it's an interesting take for some families with children especially. A lawn bowling and croquet clinic will be held Tuesday, July 9th from 9:30 to 11:30 at the Hazelwood Park Greens, bowling greens. Instruction will be provided by New York Lawn Bowling Club, Essex Lawn Bowling Club, and the Marion Mallet Club. And there'll be participants from Youth Opportunities Unlimited, Community Boating, Council on Aging, and Veterans Transition House, and the public is welcome to attend. Essex, that's your group?
Yes.
All right, so you'll be there.
Yes.
On the night. Great. Now, the Friends of Hazelwood Park, in order to get that matching grant, are holding a couple of fundraisers. One is the Friends are hosting a New Bedford Sunset Cruise on July 11th from 6 to 8 to benefit the Bowling Green renovations. Funds raised will qualify for the Anonymous Donors Match Challenge. For information, you can contact Parks and Recreation and Beaches, 508-961-3015. And there'll be free lawn bowling clinics. It won't stop on the 9th. It'll continue. Free lawn bowling clinics, Hazelwood Park, Mondays and Fridays from 11 to 2 during the months of July and August. So that's a pretty good deal. If you want to learn more, you can go to info.prb@newbedford.ma.gov, or you can call 508-961-3015. So there's some effort being made to bring this game back, and that's a wonderful thing. This is Townsquare Sunday. My guest is Maurice LaFond of Cumberland, Rhode Island. He is a lawn bowler, one of the best in the region, and Joanne Tushane, who is a member of the Friends of Hazelwood Park, and
Local pot stirrer.
Yeah, you are a local pot stirrer, but
Stirrer, not store.
So tell me,
big difference.
So tell me, how many people are involved with this project, and who came up with the idea? Yeah, you came up with the idea? Well, tell me about it. How did that happen?
From kids.
Yeah.
I just think when children come to adults and ask for things that they need and want, I think it's not only an honor and a privilege, it's a compelling mandate to provide for them what they are asking for. Because children are our future.
Yep.
And rather than prescribe for them as adults what we think they should do, let's listen to what they say they need and want. They have been asking for more time on the bowling green. Despite age or gender or ability or disability, all kids that we have in our fold at Youth Opportunities Unlimited have expressed an interest.
Maurice, are kids easy to teach?
Oh, yeah. It's a very easy game to learn. because as long as you can take a step and your arm swings, you've got it. And if you've got because we have disabled vets like myself, we got people that only has one leg, we got them in wheelchairs, and that's why I liked about this sport. I used to play every sport you can think of until I got hurt bad, and so now I'm limited to lawn bowling because it's very easy.
So lawn bowling is not an old man's game.
No, it's not, and that's it's a shame that it shows it because that's all it was. Yeah. Older, because like I said, they came from England, they came here, they started it, and they wouldn't let the kids get in here, and that's what I love about New Bedford. They got the kids, they want to do it.
That's great. So what's the story about wearing white? Let's talk about that for a moment. Any picture I see of lawn bowlers, that predominantly are wearing white.
Right, because way back when, everybody had to match. It was the white because it's the coolest clothing you can wear. And they stuck to it all through the years. But now with us newer generation coming in, we're saying no. As long as the shirt matches your opponent or your partner, you wear it. Like you got a purple shirt on. If I had a shirt just like that, you and I could be partners. And that's what we got away from. We got away from the whites. But a lot of times you see the whites because...
Tradition.
No. It's like I said, this weekend I'm going to be bowling from a guy from New York. He doesn't have the military shirts I have. So now we'll wear white so we can match. And that's where the whites match. As long as you get a shirt that will match, it's ready to go.
How long do one of these games go?
It can last for an hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Because it depends. If you're in a singles game, you're playing to points. So the first one to 18 points wins. So if you get a game where I get a point, you get a point, I get a point, that's 36 ends. And that's where the time comes in.
Okay.
And that's where, if you got singles, pairs, triples, and fours. The fours is what is called rings. Of course, your triples are triples, your pairs is pairs, and your singles are singles.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're learning about this game back and forth, certainly. We've got the lawn bowling schedule. We've got the clinics. Joanne, the schedule for revamping or refurbishing these lawn bowling areas, what do you think about that? How long will that take?
Well, it's really, the project itself is being managed by the city through the Department of Parks, Recreation, and Beaches. It's their project. And they have a design engineer who is going to present the design plan along with a construction timeline next Monday night at Hazelwood Park at 6 o'clock, if anybody would like to come.
That's this coming Monday?
Yes. And my understanding is from Mary Raposa, the Parks and Recreation and Beaches department head, that they are hoping to break ground this fall and be playing tournament-level play sometime next year.
Okay, so that the unveiling of that rendering is the 24th.
Yes.
Monday. And where's that going to be?
At Hazelwood Park Senior Center. At
the Hazelwood Park Senior Center. If you're interested in the project, you can stop by there and take a look. Also, these clinics, are they for free?
Yes.
They're free clinics.
Yes.
That's really good. Mm-hmm. That's a good way to get kids involved, for sure. So, again, the bowling and croquet clinic will be held on Tuesday, July 9th from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. on the Hazelwood Park bowling greens. There'll also be free lawn bowling clinics at Hazelwood Park Mondays and Fridays from 11 to 2 during the months of July and August. Maurice, I know you're excited whenever you get to lawn bowl and compete, but I think you're pretty excited about this New Bedford project as well. Huh?
Oh, I'm very excited because, like I said, they got an opportunity to start from kids and go all the way up to whoever wants to bowl. Like I said, my mother bowled until she was 90, competing. So.
And Joanne, this is a good project for the Friends as well, I'm sure.
Oh, yes. Many people in the community are very excited about this. We were lucky to find Maurice, and he's been coming to New Bedford for the past 3 years to consult with us on how to go about bringing the game back.
Don't forget the Friends of Hazelwood Park sponsoring a New Bedford Sunset Cruise fundraiser on Thursday, July 11th, right around the corner, from 6 to 8 to benefit the Bowling Green renovations. Those funds will qualify for the Anonymous Donors Match Challenge. And for more information, you can call 508-961-3015. Thank you both. Maurice LaFond, who was from Cumberland, Rhode Island, who was a lawn bowler and one of the best in the region, and he is very much interested in the New Bedford project. And Joanne Tashane, friend of Hazelwood Park, part of that group, newly formed, working hard, though, to get those lawn bowling areas refurbished and ready to go. Thank you both.
Thank you
for coming in, and I'm excited to see something come back. That's always fun when you see something come back. New Bedford, famous for restoration, and now we're restoring the lawn bowling areas in Hazelwood Park. That's a great thing.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Maurice.
Yep, you're welcome.
And Townsquare Sunday will return in just a moment.